we go. 3, 2, 1. Ken Trahan with Lenny Vangilder. It's our First NBC Bank Weekend Preview brought to you by First NBC Bank with 35 locations throughout Southeast Louisiana and the Florida Panhandle. That's First NBC Bank, proud sponsor of SportsNOLA.com. It was a very productive night for the New Orleans Pelicans, who went to Los Angeles and whipped the Lakers as they had to, and that came after Oklahoma City got beat by Dallas in a shootout by 4 points, 135-131. So now a game and a half back are the Pelicans. They've got 8 to play, and that's a great start to this road trip.
It is, and you got another possibility to be able to move up even further in the standings come Friday night when you go to Sacramento, and Oklahoma City has to go to Memphis. So a realistic chance to pick up another game, get even in the loss column. And as we know, the Pelicans in Oklahoma City, if it comes down to a tie for the 8th spot, the Pelicans have the tiebreaker. So all you've got to do is tie them. You don't have to pass them. Still some work to be done. Still a couple weeks to go in the regular season, so we'll see how it plays out.
And the other good news for the Pelicans was that Ryan Anderson was back on the floor for the first time in a long time. Might we see Drew Holiday soon?
Anything's possible, right? You can start getting healthy at the right time when you need it. Obviously, being without so many key players for a long stretch of time has been very tough on the Pelicans, but let's see how it all plays out. Anderson, not a lot of minutes, as he kind of eases his way back into the rotation against the Lakers. See if it picks up a little bit here on the rest of the road trip.
The other Major League team in New Orleans, the Saints, making another addition, trying to bolster their defense some more prior to the draft.
Yeah, picking up another cornerback that figures to, if anything else, just provide depth there. This is not a guy who's going to unseat any of the two likely starters at corner, but could be that nickel guy, could be that dime guy. And again, you need to have as many pieces as you can. And in those spots, in my mind, the most interesting move was extending Jari Evans for a year. Ideally, we'll still find out the particulars on exactly what happened there, but clearly there's a commitment to keeping Evans here and ideally working it out to where you free up some more cap space as well.
Meanwhile, the New Orleans VooDoo are back in action Saturday night at Smoothie King Center at 7 p.m. against an elite team in the Cleveland Gladiators, who played in the Arena Bowl a year ago and went 19-2 overall, beat New Orleans twice, and they're already 1-0 this year after winning impressively at Tampa Bay. Of course, New Orleans won impressively as well at home against Jacksonville. So I guess the big thing here, Lenny, is to continue the momentum and also not to be a one-hit wonder. They've got to prove that they can sustain this.
Exactly. We know about one-hit wonders from the music industry. You don't want that to be the case. So it's, exactly. You want to continue what you were able to build, in a good start against Jacksonville, who's supposed to be an elite team in this league. So if you can repeat that kind of effort against Cleveland, you got a shot to come out of there 2-0 with 2 wins against very good teams.
Yeah, really good teams. So we'll see how that pans out. On the college baseball front, it's Easter weekend, so that always alters the schedule a little bit for teams.
Yeah, a lot of Thursday, Friday, Saturday series this weekend. Tulane at East Carolina, LSU at Alabama, UNO at McNeese. So everybody is on the road. We should say the LSU-Alabama series, not in Tuscaloosa, but in Hoover at the Hoover Met. Alabama renovating their home ballpark, not playing any games on campus this year. In Tuscaloosa, LSU trying to build on the momentum of a good win over UL Lafayette on Tuesday night. Tulane as well, a very good win at a top 50 RPI team in UNC Wilmington, as they've spent the whole week in the state of North Carolina.
High school baseball, we had a good one on the first NBC Bank Prep Showcase as Jesuit edged Brother Martin 3-2, and you'll have a chance to watch that one on WHNO Friday.
Friday at 5:30 was a good one, right down to the very last pitch. So you want to check that one out. An exciting night at John Ryan Stadium as our first NBC Bank Prep Showcase rolls on here in the month of April.
And we're getting a little closer to a couple of big events. Indy Racing coming to the New Orleans area at NOLA Motorsports. Of course, the Zurich Classic in less than a month as well. So the West Bank will be the focal point of sports here very shortly.
Yeah. Avondale specifically. So it's a busy time out there. We'll have a lot of coverage from both of those events, so stay with us right here at SportsNOLA.com. So much going on in the month of April. I'm sure we'll see the NFL schedule announced. The first round of the NFL draft is April 30th, 4 weeks away. You think it slows down, but it doesn't.
And as we close, again, nothing but graceful thoughts about our great friend Henry Rando, and we wish him nothing but the greatest in eternity, and look forward to seeing him in the future. Great guy, great friend, and great for sports in the New Orleans area.
Yeah, if there was a bigger advocate of the Catholic League in New Orleans, I don't know who it is. A man who, attended St. Aloysius, which of course is now Brother Martin, coached at Jesuit, coached at Rummel, coached at Holy Cross, so touched so many schools, so many young men in this city, in the Catholic League, and one thing is, he just absolutely loved sports and loved being around it, whether it was coaching or being a part of the media or whatever it is he was doing. Just loved being around, and that passion will not be replaced.
And as we speak, he's still trying to work on the equation to solve how to stop the wishbone.
Yeah, if he figures that out, I'm sure there's some other coaches up there. He probably have a good conversation with Bear Bryant, even if he hasn't already.
All good. That is our First NBC Bank weekend preview, brought to you by First NBC Bank, with 35 locations throughout the greater New Orleans area and also in the Florida Panhandle. That's First NBC Bank, proud sponsor of SportsNOLA.com. You have yourselves a wonderful, holy, blessed Easter weekend. And, of course, we look forward to talking to you next week. You as well, Lenny.
Yeah, we'll see you Monday.
All right. Until next time, for Lenny, I'm Kenny. Have a great Easter weekend, and God bless you.